Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs. I'm here with another Bird of the Month video. This month is June, so the Bird of the Month for June is a dove. And I just drew this dove. I'm hoping to create it into a fabric dove with some white fabric I have on hand and make it into the 6-inch block which I have been doing each month for the Birds of the Month. So I have my background block completed. I've sewed around the edge to have the border for the block. And I've got my bird drawn. I have some white material that I'm hoping to just cut the entire bird out of this. It's got a little print on it and it's cotton. So I'm hoping to just cut the bird out of this white fabric and then maybe embellish it with some lace. I have some different lace pieces here and we'll see how it goes to maybe create some layers. I've got this, I think it's probably some material that was used for pillowcases. I thought I might cut that up and use that. So let's get started and see what we come up with for the Bird of the Month dove. Well, the first thing, of course, I'm going to do is cut the bird body out. And I'll cut this little piece of, what is that called? Olive branch. Cut the olive branch out separately, and I'll probably just slow stitch that on. I don't think I'll use any fabric for that. Just going to cut this paper out. And this will be my pattern. I will have the pattern for this dove in my Ko-fi shop if anyone's interested to go there and download it and create your own dove. Hopefully it will turn out nice. I hope everyone's having a very nice June. Today is the first day of June. I'm looking forward to summer. Which is only 3 weeks away, I guess, on the 21st. Okay, I'm almost finished cutting out. And I think it's going to fit on this piece of fabric that I have. One of these pieces anyway. It'll fit on this one. Or this one, either one. I'll use this one. It's a little bit smaller. So I do want my bird to be facing this way. So I'm going to, guess this is the front, this is the back. It's hard to tell. This is the back. Okay, so this is the front. So I'm going to lay him down this way on the back and trace him. I could use steam seam, but I want to slow stitch, and that usually impedes me from slow stitching because my needle doesn't want to go through it, even though it says it does. So I'm just going to trace around it lightly with a pencil. And hopefully I'll be able to see it to cut it out. And it won't show through. See if it's... No, I'm not going to be able to use that. Well, have to do a plan B then. Guess I'm just going to pin it down and then cut it out. If I had one of those Fix-On pins, I could trace around it and then iron the marking away, but I don't have one. So we will do the next best thing. And I haven't yet created my Bird of the Month birthday card. Guess I'm a little behind this month because it seems like June just snuck right up without warning. I usually try to create ahead of time, but this month just kind of snuck up on me. So I'm going to carefully continue cutting this out, and then I'll be back. Okay, I ended up getting my small snippy scissors because it was getting a little hard to cut with those big ones. So let's see how I did. Oh, looks very pretty, I think. So this should fit on the block very nicely. I want them to be turned this way. Just fits. Perfect. Okay, so I've got a little room there to create the olive branch. Just, whoops, fell down. Just cut it out for a prototype to see how it's going to fit. Should just fit fine if I stitch it on there. Because I don't want to get too close to this edge. I should have enough room to just stitch it on there. Okay, so let me pin this down. And then I'll get stitching it. I know some of you are probably saying it would have been so much easier to use steam seam. And you're right, it would have. But since I'm hand stitching it, and the steam seam doesn't seem to work well for that for me, I am not using it. But if you want to use it, maybe stitch your Dove applique on with a machine, then go for it. Okay, so this would be the pattern that I would be making available, and it'll be in my Ko-fi shop. I'll have a link in the description box, and it would be up to you if you just wanted to cut out the whole bird, or then after you did that, if you wanted to cut the wings out separate, or the tail, however you wanted to piece it together. I think I might cut some more lace to add, like to the tail, and then maybe to the wings. We'll see. Right now I'm going to take this needle that's been threaded with white embroidery floss, and I'm just going to stitch around the whole outside of the bird. So let's see, where do I want to begin? Guess I will begin right here. And I think I'm just going to do running stitches. I'm not going to do an edge stitch, I don't think. Oops, I got caught on the scissors. So I'm just going to go in and out, in and out. All the way around the bird. So once I finish that, I will be back. Okay, I've got it all stitched down all around the edge, and I could leave it that way, but I want to embellish it a little bit more. So I have this lace that I thought might make perhaps a nice wing or a tail. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, is cut these wings out, kind of like this. Also cut the tail, but I think I'll cut the wings up separately. And just put them down separately. And then I'm going to cut the tail too, kind of like right here. Maybe like that. And then I will cut out of lace or something. I really like this for the tail. Not sure how I will cut it though. Let's see. Kind of would like to have it with that scalloped edge. Just going to move this out of the way. See if I can figure out how to cut this. Excuse me. I'm gonna pin it down like that, and then we'll cut it and we'll see what we get. I'm gonna leave a good amount of leeway here. Just kind of see what this looks like now. I think that will be a nice addition. Kind of goes off the, if I put it this way, stretch it a little bit. Excuse me. I don't want it to go into the border. So I think I'm going to put it just like that and stitch it down. Probably use a little glue to hold it. And then for the wings, I'm not sure if I'll use the same lace or something else. I'll try using, my hands are just so dry, the material's sticking to them. Let me just cut these out of this and see what it looks like. Need to put some lotion on my hands, I guess. This lace is just sticking to them. Just kind of cut it out with a little extra border around the edge. See what that looks like. I think once it's sewn down, it will look nice. Maybe a little more lace in the body, like right there. And I will get to cut this other wing. Just cutting kind of out of the shape. I'm not cutting it exactly. Well, that one looks a lot better than the other one. I think I'm going to have to use this and this. And then I have to figure out what I'm going to do up here, because this just doesn't look right. Maybe kind of like that. Or maybe some different lace for that part. Let's see. This. I don't think that. Maybe see what this looks like. Not sure that I like this either. I'm going to keep playing around with this till I come up with a combination I like, and I'll be back. Well, I've pieced some of it together, and I think it's going to be beautiful. Excuse me, I guess I'm just going to cover it all with lace. I'll have to find a piece for the head. But I think it's going to be beautiful once I get it all stitched down. So what I'm doing now is I just am trying to glue some of this down just to hold it while I stitch it. So I think I'm going to just stitch it piece by piece. So I've got this for the tail. And then this for the body. And then this for the big wing. And then I've glued this down. So I'm just going to start stitching this now. Excuse me. Voice is really froggy today. And then once I get this stitched down good enough, I will put the wing back on. I'm just going to do like little tiny running stitches just to kind of tack that lace down. And hopefully this will work out, because it's not going to be washed. It's going to be a wall hanging. So just need to stitch it down well enough to keep the lace on there. And not poke my fingers. And I think the end result is going to be very beautiful. The bird of the month dove doves are known for peace and tranquility and harmony. And it's said that people that are born in June relate to the dove because they're usually seeking peace and harmony, and they're gentle. So hopefully I'm that way because I was born in June. So the dove is my bird. I have a neighbor that lives right next door to me, and she was born same month, same year, just 3 days ahead of me. And we grew up in different states, but we ended up here neighbors. So it's really nice. We always celebrate our birthdays together. And our birthdays are coming up this month. So we're having a little backyard gathering here in my neighborhood to each celebrate our birthdays. And my other neighbor is making us a strawberry cheesecake for our birthday. Yummy. Strawberries are highly in season right now. I live in a small town where we have a lot of farms and we get fresh strawberries. Oh, no, I got a knot. No knots, no knots. Hopefully I can untangle this. Just amazing how knots start. Don't know where they come from. I guess I'm not going to get this one undone. So, what I'm going to have to do is try to tack it in there so I can cut that thread. So I'll just make it part of the bird. Sometimes you just have to do plan B. I used to be a cake decorator, so I know a lot about plan Bs. I used to plan out the birthday cake, and then sometimes things would go wrong and I would have to implement and make a change. Okay, so I think I got it tacked down enough to where I can cut this off. And hopefully it won't make a difference. Alright, so I'm gonna finish tacking this down, and then I'm going to add the wing, this other wing. I'll glue it down a little bit and add that in. be back. Okay, so I've stitched this wing down and this wing down up to here, up to the body, and I've left this open so that I can now stitch down this body part. Just got to put it on there so that it fits right. Might have to trim it a little bit. And then I will stitch down the wing on top. But I'm just going to glue that down. Probably leave this open right here so I can find a piece for the head. And then the last part will be the tail. It's going well. I'm really glad I chose to do this because I think it's going to be beautiful. And you can still see some of this background fabric through the netting there. So I like that you can see both the lace and the background fabric. So I'm just going to glue this down now. I'm using Uhu glue stick just to hold it down a little bit. And then I will get it stitched down underneath this. Right up to there, I think. I'll just stretch that lace on there. I think it looks nice with the background fabric showing through. And just a little bit of this lace here. I might even add maybe another piece of lace in there. Maybe if I can find a little flower or something, like here. We'll see. I'm going to get this stitched down first, and then I'm going to stitch the tail, and then I'll be back. Okay, I got the body stitched on. I found a little piece that I thought I could put in there, and I found a little piece for the head. The tail's stitched, the wings are stitched, this part of the body. So I just need to glue this down and glue the head down and do a little more stitching. Let me see if I can get it closer here. You can see, I think it looks really good. So I'm just going to continue gluing down and stitching, and I'll be back. Okay, so the bird is done. I've done all the stitching I need to do on him. I just need to create this olive branch now. I did put a French knot in for his eye. So I think what I'm going to do is just take a pencil and see if I can draw a line where this olive branch should go. Just need to bring this camera up a little bit. And I think I want it right there. So just kind of curving down right by his beak. And then I think, let's see, far down. Up to here. So I'm just going to stitch probably a brown branch, and then we'll make the little leaves starting right about here. All right. I don't know if I have a needle threaded with brown. Oh, I do. Okay. Start stitching that probably just like a back stitch. Oh, and my needle comes out. And my thread comes out. Oh, where's my needle threader? Here it is. Sometimes I can thread the needle and sometimes I need the threader. It's almost, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. Oh, I did it again. Just got it too low, I guess. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's try this again. Just going to do a back stitch, I think. Make a nice branch. Could have done a stem stitch, I guess, but I forgot how to do it. Just wanted to get right by his beak. Okay, I think this is going to work. Now I will have to go all the way down with the branch and then I will get some green to make the little leaves. I keep hitting the camera. I've got it too low, I guess. I've only got about 6 inches to work here. Let me get it up a little higher. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. It always amazes me how I can start out with an idea and just a few pieces of scraps, material, and lace and end up with a beautiful bird. So I hope I've inspired you to maybe try to make a dove. I will have my pattern on my Ko-fi page if you want to download that, or if you just want to create your own pattern and try to make a beautiful dove for the month of June. I will be designing the birthday of the month. Whoops. No, my needle came out again, or my thread came out again. I will be designing the Bird of the Month birthday card, which will be on my Etsy page. I'm not sure if I will get that done today, but it will be on there within the next couple days. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get this needle threaded without the threader. Nope. Threads keep trying to separate. There we go. One more stitch and we should have it done. And that did not complete like I wanted it to, so I'm going to take that out. And try over. So I'm going to finish this branch, get my green, and I'll be back when I'm doing the leaves. Okay, I've got the branch completed, and now I've got some green embroidery floss. I'm going to attempt to make a lazy daisy stitch for each one of these olive branch leaves. So I've come up with my thread. I'm going to go back down through that same hole. And I'm leaving a loop. And then I'm going to come up right at the end of my leaf. You probably can't see it, but I did draw it with a pencil. I'm going to pull that to about there. And I'm going to go back down to secure it. And then I will just do a couple more stitches to fill it in. I think. That's my plan anyway. A couple more stitches and I'll fill it in. And there we have it. So I'm going to continue doing that all the way down, and then I will be back. Okay, I finished it. I'm calling it done. I've got the olive branch all done, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I just love how the lace looks on top of the fabric bird. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will put a link to the pattern in the description box and a link to the birthday card for June if you're interested in checking that out on my Etsy shop. And I hope to see you again next month for the July Bird of the Month, which is going to be an eagle. So hope to see you then. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, urge you to subscribe so you don't miss any notifications. Thanks for watching again. Bye-bye. Have a great day.